Mr. Speaker, I shall be joining the honourable lady in voting against this agreement tonight. I must say that despite the best interests of so many of my colleagues, I fear that they are falling for the siren song of the government, which is threatening no Brexit or an even softer Brexit as the only alternatives to voting for the agreement today. But do my right honourable friends not realise that if the agreement were to be approved today, they will be powerless to prevent the ensuing legislation being amended to keep the United Kingdom in the single market, in the customs union, and indeed without our ability to control immigration. We will have given up £39 billion and our unilateral right to leave the European Union, and we were being held to ransom by those people in this House who do not wish to honour the Conservative Party manifesto, or for that matter the Labour Party manifesto, both of which manifestos were committed to implementing the will of the people as enunciated in the referendum. So I must say I associate myself absolutely with the words of wisdom from my right honourable friend, the member for Wokingham, the honourable gentleman, the member for East Antrim, and also my right honourable friend for Witham. I think that they sum up accurately my mood. The Attorney General sought to make a virtue of a new legal right to stay in the European Union until the 22nd of May. Mr. Speaker, I'm more concerned to enforce and deliver our existing legal right to leave on the 12th of April. Leaving on the 12th of April, although 2 weeks later than we hoped, will, on WTO terms, will bring certainty. Those 2 weeks can be used to further reduce the short-term problems. And let's also remember that in the indicative votes, the overwhelming majority of the Conservative Party in the Parliament voted in favour of the no-deal option. And let's not forget that. And we know also from what my right honourable friend for Wokingham was saying that there's very little support for the Prime Minister's deal across the country, and indeed there is growing support and much greater support for the no-deal WTO outcome. So I think we should be listening to those people, and we should be expecting more support for the no-deal option, which of course remains the default option. If we vote against this agreement this evening, then we will be leaving on the 12th of April, as indeed we could have been leaving today had it not been for the way in which the Prime Minister unilaterally decided to stand up against the will of the people. Some of my right honourable and honourable friends are holding their noses for this, for a withdrawal agreement that they despise. Why would you want to hold your nose and vote for something that was so much against your own instincts and against the interests of the British people? Mr. Speaker, I fear that in having this debate today on the basis of the European Council decision on the 22nd of March to provide an extension to Article 50 to the 12th of April, but to the 22nd of May if we approve the withdrawal agreement, that our European colleagues were rather misled into thinking that the reference there to the withdrawal agreement included a reference to the political declaration. Because, Mr. Speaker, if one looks at the letter sent by the Prime Minister to Donald Tusk on the 20th of March, not that long ago, she asserted the United Kingdom's policy remains to leave the European Union on the basis of the withdrawal agreement and political declaration agreed in November. Yet there seems to be a clear indication from the front bench that there's now they're minded to change the content of the political declaration through further negotiation. In that letter, the Prime Minister also said that the House of Commons had rejected the deal for a second time, and she had said that she had intended to bring the vote back in the week to the 20th of March, but that hadn't been possible because of your rulings, Mr. Speaker. And she said, in respect of those rulings, some members of Parliament have interpreted that this means a further change to the deal is necessary, implying that she perhaps was distancing herself from that interpretation. But then she said, it remains my intention to bring the deal back to the House. Not part of the deal, the deal. And then she went on to say that I intend to put forward a motion as soon as possible under Section 13 and make the argument for the withdrawal and so on. So she hasn't come back with the deal. She hasn't put forward a motion under Section 13. So I suspect, Mr. Speaker, that our European friends may find that when they look at the detail of this, that they've been rather gravely misled into actually the Council decision that they made. We know that they are very angry at the way in which the Prime Minister negotiated the deal, which she then sought to renege on by, for example, supporting the Brady Amendment. So I'm sure that what has been going on, and we'll get more of it next week perhaps, when we've defeated this motion tonight, but I suspect the Prime Minister now really needs to concentrate on delivering the will of the British people and allowing no deal on the 12th of April to proceed.
Mr. Speaker,